gonna watch 6 most disturbing camping encounters caught on camera. We kind of just got a little bit of story from camping, so this one's gonna be pretty good, probably. Attacked while camping alone. Exploring haunted forest. Solo female exploration. That can always go wrong. Crazy encounter outside camper van. Shocking discovery. Paranormal encounter. Okay. So first one, attacked while camping alone.
In September of 2024, a YouTuber named Megan uploaded a chilling video titled, "I was attacked in the woods by a man," to her channel Megan Page. Her channel primarily documents her everyday lifestyle, and she frequently shares footage of her travels and life updates as she explores the United States. In this particular video, Megan decided to go on a solo camping trip to a forest located in Humboldt County, California. As Megan starts off her video, she mentions that the sole purpose of this trip was to take a break from her busy lifestyle and find peace and solitude in the beautiful forests of California. The first few minutes of the video feature Megan updating her viewers about everything that's going on in her life. And it does appear as though she is completely alone in the woods, as she doesn't hear or see anything unusual. However, just moments later, she suddenly started hearing footsteps coming towards her, and that's when Megan encountered something truly disturbing.
When I got home from the psychiatric facility, there were cockroaches in my bed. Can you believe that? So that's why I'm in Humboldt. I'm staying at my dad's again, and it's really bad. Every day we've been scream fighting. And then I come to the woods for like 4 hours and decompress.
Not anymore.
And then I go back
Something about the
home,
rule.
and then he acts like nothing happens. Like a true narcissist. Like the true narcissist he is. Okay, well, you scared me.
Oh, thanks. Okay, scared to get to walk by and eat the stairs off the lines and something.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm a sweetheart. Don't worry.
Okay, I'm
You're
sorry.
probably more dangerous than me. You're probably more evil than me. Look at the dark hair you're saying. You're wrong. Little stoner.
Okay, that was terrifying.
Yeah, she's getting the fuck out of there, bro.
I'm shaking. That was scary. It was coming right at me. And so obviously I'm gonna be scared.
It's evident that a
Obviously,
man
yeah.
holding a broken bottle suddenly appeared out of nowhere and approached Megan. Terrified for her life, Megan immediately picked up her camera and started distancing herself from the man. During this time, the man started talking to her and assured her that he was not there to harm anyone. However, by this point, Megan had already seen enough warning signs indicating that the man was probably up to no good. As a result, she immediately picked up her belongings and started walking away from him. It's still unclear whether the man actually meant any harm, but based on his behavior, it's very likely that he had some very sinister
Definitely a
intentions.
weirdo.
The man initially sneaked up on Megan while holding a broken bottle, potentially intending to harm her. But when he saw that she was recording and realized he'd been caught, he came up with an excuse for his actions and began assuring her that he wasn't a threat. Megan, however, wasn't convinced at all and wisely chose to distance herself and walk away from the man. Fortunately, the man didn't end up following her, and Megan safely made it out of the woods without any harm.
That
And
is
then
crazy.
he's like, "You're probably more scary than me. Your dark hair and your veins."
If you've enjoyed the video so far, it would mean a lot if you considered
Nah,
subscribing.
I am
Over
roasting you
95%
up,
of you
bro.
watching
That's the
haven't
fuck shit.
subscribed yet. Your support really helps the channel grow, and in return, I promise to keep bringing you guys the best quality content. Now let's get back to the video.
She had every reason to be scared, though, for real, bro.
In June of 2021, a YouTuber named Corey uploaded a terrifying video titled "Ritualistic Encounter in the Backwoods" to his channel, The Abandoned.
Let's talk about it for a second. Just imagine being, like, just chilling there, bro. Like, I don't know, don't be in the woods without fucking something, bro. Like, she stay out there for 4 hours, bro. Yeah, not anymore. I guarantee she don't be doing that shit no more. Somebody popping out with a wine bottle, like, broken, dog. Like, what? And, like, he wasn't on shit. Okay, like, why are you out there with a broken wine bottle? And it could have just happened, you know what I mean? He could be, you know, coincidence he had trash in his hand to throw away, bro. But you know exactly how that joint looks, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'd probably put that shit in my pocket if I was in that situation. Hopefully I never am. But I'd put the fucking piece in my pocket or something, bro. Like, or something. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess he didn't expect to run into anybody if he wasn't on timing. But if he on timing, bro, like, she'd be out there all the time, like, I don't know, you could have been watching. I don't know, bro. Like, that one's like really, I don't know, but I get her being terrified 100%.
abandoned boys. His channel is dedicated to urban exploration, and he often shares footage of his bizarre encounters while exploring various abandoned locations throughout the United States. In this particular video, Corey decided to explore a remote forest located in Martinsville, Virginia. According to Corey, the forest is rumored to have a history of being a satanic ritual site. Since then, the forest has gained a reputation for being haunted. Even now, there have been multiple reports of people performing satanic rituals in the forest at night. Despite all of this, Corey set out to explore the forest alone in the middle of the night. As he began his exploration, he ventured deep into the woods to locate the ritualistic site. However, just a few minutes into his exploration, Corey suddenly started hearing some strange noises coming from the woods, and that's when he encountered something truly disturbing.
That's some dangerous backwoods. Heard a lot of stuff goes on out here, so I'm here tonight to check it out. Come with me on this journey. Let's get it. Kind of far in, hiked in kind of far. Hopefully it all goes well, but definitely creepy. Been hearing stuff. I don't know. It's crazy. That's what we're working with tonight. Hearing something. You hear that? What the hell?
Right here, it's just barely in the distance.
Whoa. What the
What the fuck?
Y'all hear that?
After Corey heard the strange noise, he listened intently and tried to make sense of its source. Although it's hard to pinpoint exactly what caused those strange noises, they do oddly resemble the sounds of a cat crying.
Whoa. What the
Could be cats having sex, I think.
Y'all hear that?
If this was actually the sound of a cat crying, then this encounter becomes even more alarming, especially since the forest is known to be haunted and also a place where individuals perform satanic rituals. And if anyone in the site saw Corey approaching them, things could escalate quickly. But Corey didn't think too much about this detail and eventually decided to investigate the noise. However, as he started to walk in the direction of the noise, that's when he encountered something that sent him running out of the forest.
Oh boy, this big nigga running, bro, from what?
What the hell is that?
Unblur that camera, man.
What the hell is that?
I hear something.
What the
That can't be real, no way.
What the hell?
What the hell?
Y'all seeing this?
Alright, so the only reason why I can't be believing this shit, bro, is pecs. And you read this. I gotta touch that shit for real. I haven't touched pecs at all, my boy. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I promise you I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. That game has not been booted up since the last time we played that joint, bro. Like a month ago, if that. Like I don't even remember when it was. But you're right though. I do need to play that joint. You know, level up and run with y'all. Yeah, it 100% was, bro. But this nigga in the forest, bro, like it's believable to an extent. But then they're just sitting out there, crouched down like Spider-Man with no lights on, bro. Like, I don't believe it. Like, I really can't. Like, I want to believe it because I really believe niggas be doing weird shit like this. But bro, they out there with it dark like that, like no light, no nothing, no lighters, no candles, like. Nothing, bro, but they doing a ritual? Like, come on, bro. No way. They ain't got the lights going. They ain't got the candles going, all that. The paint on the ground. Like, the dope. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that shit. Ain't no way. I ain't buying it. Where the pentagram? I'm not believing it. You know how they do.
Did y'all see this?
We did, man.
What the hell is that? Hey, what's going on?
Like, y'all just chilling out here or what?
Shit. Scratch this film.
Man.
After Corey followed the noises, he was startled to see a group of
Pull
people
out that
dressed in
yappa,
all black,
boy.
performing their rituals and making strange noises. Disturbingly, one of them immediately pulled out a weapon and began approaching him. After noticing the
Oh, it would've
man,
been
Corey
different.
cautiously started walking back and began distancing himself. During this time, Corey politely called out to him, but the man, without speaking a single word, continued following him. Terrified for his life, Corey immediately rushed out of the
Oh, boy,
woods
that's
and
okay, I
managed
got
to
some
safely
forever.
escape the man. It's still unclear why the man dressed in black was trying to harm Corey, but based on his behavior that night, it's very likely that he didn't want Corey to be that close to their ritual site. As a result, he pulled out his weapon and began following Corey.
This is
If
scary.
Corey hadn't backed up or had continued approaching the individuals, they would have most likely ambushed or attacked him. Fortunately for Corey, he immediately rushed out of the forest and managed to escape the potentially dangerous situation without any harm.
I wonder what would have happened.
In
if they
December of
actually pulled up.
2024,
I
a
don't think we
YouTuber
would
named
do it.
Sarah uploaded a chilling video titled Disturbing Encounter While Solo Camping to her channel Wandering Gypsy. Sarah's channel is dedicated to outdoor exploration, and she frequently posts footage of her travels across the United States in her Jeep Wrangler. In this particular video, Sarah set out on a solo overnight camping trip in the desert of Utah. As she begins her video, she ventures deep into the desert to find a suitable spot
Did she
for
set
her
a camera
campsite.
up outside?
After driving for a
Like-
while, Sarah discovered a secluded area and decided to set up camp for the night. Once she was all set up, she prepared her coffee and started exploring the nearby surroundings. During her exploration, Sarah was surrounded by the beautiful view of nature, and she enjoyed the peaceful and quiet surroundings. And it did appear as though she was completely alone in the desert, as she didn't hear or see anything that suggested anyone was
Find some
nearby.
real estate.
However, just moments later, while she was walking around her campsite, Sarah suddenly spotted a red car approaching her, and that's when things started to take a turn for the
Boy,
worse
that
for
got
Sarah.
snapped. Like, what the fuck?
No signs of humans,
Oh, shit, not anymore.
no signs of wildlife. Just hear a bunch of crazy birds chirping. And one of the things I like to do when setting up camp too is scoping out the place, is look on the ground for like wild animal poop. And the only poop that I see on the ground is this cow.
Damn, it's one of them trucks that know how to drive them too. Oh, hell nah. Time to go. I hear that weapon getting
After
ready.
Sarah saw the red car coming towards her, she immediately got back in her Jeep. Disturbingly, the car stayed at the end of the
Yeah,
dirt
that would be
road and
weird.
continued blocking her exit for almost 10 minutes. By this point, Sarah had already seen enough warning signs, indicating that the man inside probably had some very sinister intentions. As a result, she was consumed with fear and anxiety over everything she was witnessing, and all she could do now was stay inside her Jeep and hope that the man inside wasn't a threat. Sarah then kept a close eye on the car,
Not a
and that's when
friendly
she
bird,
noticed the man
anyway.
staring directly at her.
People are so weird, bro.
Well, and that's another thing I've been dealing with. For me to be sitting here at my Jeep in this secluded spot, which I'm about to leave, and then that red truck just pulls up, and the truck just continues to sit there. And then when he pulls off, his window is rolled down, and he's staring right at me when he pulls off.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna put it out there, okay? Like, so nothing happened, right? Nothing happened. Dude didn't do nothing, alright? Technically, nobody's in the wrong here. She does not own the area. He can sit wherever the hell he wants to sit with his truck. Just because she out there does not mean he doesn't have to be. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what she's doing. She's not shutting down the area, you know, type shit. It doesn't matter. He want to sit there as close as possible, bro. He ain't fucking with her. You know what I mean? But he is sitting by the entrance. It do look bad. That's fine, though. It looks bad. That's all. It just looks bad. He didn't do nothing. So technically, no wrongs has happened. You don't own the property. You can't get mad that he's there. Now, is it weird that he pulled up on you? Sure. But he could be out there doing anything. He could be doing his own thing. You know what I mean? making his own content. There's some weird lady sitting out here. It's fucking weird, man. Or like, it'd be like, oh, there's influencers that just sit out here and do this and that, and you could be making content for that. Like, you don't know what's going on, bro. We have no idea. It's a little creepy, sure, but I wouldn't like. I don't know, like you didn't like. I understand you not going to the issue or like you even like bringing it up or going to them, but like I don't know. There's nothing to really do so with. You can't be like, oh hey, like you can't be here. Like they're just sitting there. Like they didn't come pull up on you. He pulled away and stared at you. Like I pull away and look back sometimes. You know what I mean? Maybe you thought like, or maybe you're just saying it's a stare, but it's just a look. You know what I'm saying? It's probably not that bad. Like I don't know. I feel like it could have been a lot worse. Like was he acting strange? Yeah, but it could have been so much worse, bro. I feel like he should have pulled up, like backed the truck up onto the lane or something. Like I don't know, really fucked with you, but he didn't. He just kind of pulled. He could have been out there smoking or something. You know? Like I don't know. It just looks bad from your angle. Your POV is badly seen. You know what I mean? His POV
so
might be
just stuff
different.
like that gets under my skin because now I found this awesome campsite and I have to leave
It's a
because
campsite,
now I am worried and paranoid that once it gets dark or in the middle of the night, could this guy come back because he knows I'm here by myself? I'm over it. So now I have to leave and I have to go find me another campsite now.
Fortunately for Sarah, the red car
I don't know.
eventually
She don't
left her
own it, bro,
alone.
but I get it.
However,
I get it.
to Sarah's absolute shock, as the car was leaving, she noticed a man wearing a mask staring directly at her.
Oh, a
To make
mask's
matters
different.
even more disturbing, Sarah later revealed that she had recently been dealing with a stalker. For the last
Oh,
couple of
that's weird.
months,
Okay.
every time she went
Now the information unrolled. Okay, now it's a little different with that shit, but okay, that's a little different.
camping, she would notice
Well,
someone
what's for
stalking her
camp,
from a
everything's-
distance. If this was the same stalker she had encountered previously, then this encounter becomes even more alarming, especially since the area where she'd been camping was located in a pretty remote part of the desert. If the man were to come back again, things could escalate quickly. But fortunately for Sarah, even though she was frustrated over what she was dealing with, she wisely chose to leave the area and safely made it out of the desert without any harm.
He is allowed to be there though, bro. 100% he's allowed to be there.
In January of 2025, a British YouTuber named James uploaded a video titled "Scary Van Life Park Up Caught on Camera" to his channel by the curb. His channel primarily focuses on outdoor exploration, and he often documents footage of his everyday life as he travels across the UK in his camper van. In this particular video, James decided to go on a solo road trip to Sunderland, a city located in England. As James begins his journey, he drives all day and eventually reaches his destination. He then parks his van near the road and settles down. As night begins to set in, James decides to call it a night and eventually goes to sleep. However, just moments later, he was suddenly awakened by noises coming from outside his van, and that's when James encountered something truly disturbing.
Oh boy, it's always truly disturbing.
You're going to go and take it to the section. I'll put me to this one. No, I'll try to see it to this one.
What does it say?
Fucking old one.
One love? Or I love you?
And you see a on the front. He's following with the Britain. He's following, he's on follow. With the Britain and on the back.
What the fuck do you want, bruh?
I'm not the third door. I'm not the private rig.
It's nice to come outside.
In the footballer. And I'll reef, I don't know what it means. You can see when you put on the dead people who you're supposed to look. Punch that, I haven't really heard before.
This is a gas
There's
can?
no new modern technology. You've got fucking stuff like this on there. You're a cameraman.
After James heard someone knocking and looked out of his window, he was startled to see a man shouting and staring directly at him. Although it's hard to comprehend what he was saying, his aggressive tone indicated that the man was yelling some pretty harsh things towards James, and he probably had some very sinister intentions. The man continued yelling and kept on knocking on the window for almost 10 minutes. By this point, James had no idea whether to stay inside or go out and confront him.
Didn't he just
However,
start the
since he
vehicle
wasn't
moving?
carrying anything to protect himself, and considering the
not?
man could easily be carrying a knife or any other weapon, he ultimately decided the smartest thing to do was to stay inside the van. And all James could do now was hope the man would go away on his own.
So I've got some nutter shouting outside van. Look at my shoes on.
Angry British noises.
Fucking whiskey or something. Look how you put in your fucking way that you know. You want to do?
It's still there, look.
He's out there chatting, bro. In angry British words.
Come back here and you got some.
It's coming back.
Oh, too fuck. That's really where we fella. Fucking fuck him out, fucking out. Where's all these fucking things? That's me, that's me.
Is it raining? That's probably why. Probably let me in.
Fortunately for James, the man did get tired of yelling and eventually left him alone. It's hard to determine whether the man was trying to break into the van or trying to harm James, but based on his actions that night, it's most likely that the man was under the influence. The man initially approached the camper van, and as soon as he realized James was inside, he started knocking and yelling at James, potentially intending to provoke and lure him to get out of the van. However, James made the wise choice of not getting out of his van to confront the man, because encounters of this nature often end with campers getting harassed or even attacked by people with sinister intentions. Fortunately for James, he managed to avoid the potentially dangerous situation without getting harmed.
That's good at least. He definitely should be
In July of 2024, a YouTuber named Darina uploaded a video titled "Scary Place in the Haunted Pine Barrens" to her channel The Walking Cam. Darina's channel is dedicated to urban exploration, and she often shares footage of her exploring various haunted and abandoned locations throughout the United States. In this particular video, Darina set out to explore the ruins of the abandoned Silica Sand Company, located in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey. For anyone unfamiliar with this location, the Pine Barrens covers approximately 1.1 million acres and represents about 22% of New Jersey's total land area. The location is also known for its numerous well-maintained trails and campsites and is a popular destination for hikers and campers. However, the Pine Barrens' dense forest has historically provided cover for illicit activities and criminal operations, contributing to its reputation as a place where crime could go undetected. Despite all this, Darina decided to go on a solo exploration of the Pine Barrens. As she begins her video, she ventures deep into the woods to locate the abandoned ruins. After walking for a while, she finally discovered the ruins and found that the various machinery and equipment had been severely damaged, and whatever remained was covered with creepy graffiti and writings. Darina then left the ruins and decided to venture further into the woods. However, this is when she stumbled upon something extremely disturbing.
Missing here? I wonder if it's for all people that went straight into the forest. Or just random ones.
It's evident that numerous trees are plastered with posters of missing people. This detail is particularly alarming, given that the area where Darina discovered these posters is located in a very remote part of the forest. Along with the fact that the Pine Barrens are known to have a history of criminal activity, indicating that the individual responsible for putting up the posters could be a criminal or even a serial killer. Some serial killers are known to leave clues at crime scenes intentionally, seeking notoriety or a challenge for law enforcement. It's also possible the posters were placed by the suspect to mislead investigators and deter them from the actual crime scene. However, these claims are merely my own theory and haven't been confirmed or verified. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide whether what Darina discovered in the woods was simply an elaborate prank or something more sinister. In October of 2023, a British YouTuber named Mike uploaded a rather bizarre video titled "The Woods I Will Never Camp In Again" on his channel Novice Wild Camper. Mike's channel is all about wild camping, with frequent videos showcasing his camping experiences in different parts of the UK. In this particular video, Mike decided to go on a solo overnight camping trip in the woods somewhere in the UK. Mike begins his video by venturing deep into the woods to find a good place to camp for the night. While exploring, he stumbles upon some peculiar footprints on the trail. He figures they must belong to a dog walker and continues on his way. After walking for a while, Mike finds a good spot and sets up his campsite. After setting up his camp, he shows his viewers the various camping gear he'd brought, and this is when he mentions hearing some strange noises nearby, but yet again he dismisses them, thinking it's just a small animal and doesn't think much of it. As the night begins to set in, Mike enjoys his dinner and decides to go to bed. However, at around 3 a.m., Mike was suddenly awakened by a series of rocks hitting the side of his tent, and this is when things take a very disturbing turn for Mike.
There's a huge amount of noises around here. Sounds like Bigfoot's throwing rocks at the hammock. I've had a couple of near misses and a couple of hits, but yeah, going for a fun night. See you in the morning. Right, I'll be honest, this is the first time I've ever done this. I'm actually sitting back in my car now. 3 o'clock, it just started hammering it down with rain. After the rain started, I could just hear crashing around that got nearer and nearer and nearer to my hammock. And every time I moved or got out to check, it stopped. But the weirdest thing was, suddenly by my hammock, massive thud hits the ground. I jumped up and there's a rock on the floor that wasn't there. And I'm just laying there listening. And then another one. This went on 3 or 4 times at least. And then a large branch hit my tarp. And every time I jumped up and got out, there was no movement, there was no nothing now. But this has completely freaked me out.
Mike mentioned that he heard rocks hitting his tent and heard some strange noises that were getting louder and louder, leading him to believe something or someone was closing in on him. However, when he went outside to investigate, the noises would suddenly stop. But as soon as he went back inside, the noises would start again. Disturbed by these bizarre encounters, he left his campsite and went back to his car. He anxiously stayed in his car until sunrise and eventually returned to his campsite. However, as he tried to make sense of what he had just witnessed, he heard the strange and mysterious noises once again.
This is seriously the weirdest forest I've ever camped in. I got back here and suddenly the tree next to me just crashes and the bushes are all shaking, but there's nothing in it, there's nothing there. It's full of creatures and animals running around. Things are just crashing down around me. It's all quiet, then suddenly it happens. I don't like it here. I'm getting packed up. I'm under my tarp, packing up my quilt, and there's this crash behind me. This doesn't land coming down. It bounces towards me. It hit the floor and was still rolling towards me. This place is freaked out. I am never coming back here again.
After hearing the strange noises for the second time,
crazy.
Mike, afraid for his life, immediately packed up his belongings and left the woods. On his way back to his car, he suddenly ran into someone walking near the woods, and their brief encounter quickly took a very disturbing turn.
I just got back to the car, and bearing in mind this road is like a dead-end road. No one comes down here, and for the entire night, no one had come down here. So, but I've come down here, and as I've stepped out of the woods, literally the entrance to go in there is just there. And there's a man just walking down the road by me, and he saw me, and he went, "All right." And I was like, "All right." And he went, "You been camping in the woods?" I said, "Yeah, I just did a little hammock camp." And he says, "You went, you're brave." I said, "Why is that?" And he went, "People have done it before, no one's lasted." I said, "What do you mean?" And he just laughed and he went, "You know what I mean." I walked off. But yeah, I won't pinpoint it to say, avoid this place, but I'm never going to come back here again.
The man mentioned that Mike was brave to have spent the night in the woods, and when Mike asked why, he told him about the dark history of deaths there and then just walked off. The man's identity and the truthfulness of his claims remain unknown,
like,
but to be safe, Mike kept the location of the woods a secret from his viewers to avoid them from going in there. It is still unclear whether Mike's experience was paranormal or something more sinister like a serial killer lurking in the woods. However, the lack of information about the man and the woods leaves the source of Mike's strange experience a complete mystery.
That shit crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie, them like disturbing forest ones be for real, bro. Forests be creepy, bro. All kinds of shit just pop out. You never know. You never know what'll be lurking in the dark, man.